Hello fellow old schoolers and welcome to another match of the Tournament of Dominia Day. We're going deeper into the jungle here and encountering a green mage, which isn't surprising because there's a lot of them here at this tournament. As I said in the previous recordings, there are bonus points to gain from having the most green cards in the deck. And a lot of spicy and lethal brews here. And speaking of that, I'm coming up here against the Forest Tricks deck, and we saw that deck beat the Lure of the Land deck in the previous recording, and it has just been dominating the Swiss at this point. It's piloted by Peter, and I met him at the finals at the tournament of Esbjerg, where he was on blue-red counterburn. There's a recording of that as well. But here he has this deck built around, well, we have seen Triskelions, and I believe it plays with the Living Plane as well as a combo piece. But we don't know anything about his deck because he has decided to keep it a secret for now. And I can't blame him. I mean, it has the element of surprise going for it, and it's really successful at this point in the tournament. So we're meeting up here. I'm on the green Stompy deck with I've gone over a bunch of times before the introduction of this tournament. It's a mono green archetype, trying to get as many bonus points as possible and probably sacrificing some efficiency in that regard. But it has a whole bunch of small critters and trying to just overwhelm the opponent by throwing these critters into the meat grinder, drawing more and more of them because there's only 13 basic forests in the deck, and almost everything else is creatures or berserks or giant growths. So we'll see. Let's get it on. So Peter on the Forest Tricks deck is on the right here, and we're just making sure that he's making sure that the dice are perfectly visible here. And it's a bit difficult to see on the camera because there's an area that it seems to be recording, but that it isn't really recording, but this seems nice. So this is round one. I think we're both undefeated at this point. But, well, it's about to change for one of us after this. And, yeah. Getting ready, and I'm mulliganing down to 6 cards here, it seems. Starting off, there's the snake. That's the best opening I have with this deck, I think. It's so efficient because he can block his early mana. Because he has to pay to negate the extra damage from the snake. So it bites him, doing a point of damage. He has a Birds Out though. Oh, and that's what I'm talking about. Just endless stream of creatures. That's the hope. So he takes another point of damage from the poison of that snake here. Oh, he's considering it at least. Okay, no, he chooses to pay for it. That's fine as well. That's half his mana for the turn. Almost. He probably has a land drop. Counting over, and yeah, he needs to draw a card. Putting out a Mrs. Factory to block here. So let's see if we can draw an Ice Storm or a Crumble here. Those Mrs. Factory can be real party stoppers. Yeah, we just have to suicide attack still. And he just takes it on the chin. He can't risk me having a Crumble or a Giant Growth here because it'll set him a land back, I think. No, he's considering it actually. No, okay. He calls it. Blocking one of the snakes. And it was a bluff, okay. Still getting in with a couple of them though. There's a Sylvan Library. I know the scripts, but I actually emptied my hand at turn 3 here. But I can draw into more creatures, shifting through the Sylvan Library here. And hopefully I can put an end to this round before he gets anything out. But I am curious to see what he brings with this deck. There are some robots in it. And I'm actually pretty scared of those Triskelions. There's a Sushi. Coming into this game, I didn't know his deck at all. I hadn't seen him playing any of the other matches because I was playing myself, my own games, obviously. So, yeah, we gotta look. Trying to find an answer with that library. attacking with the flyers, and sinkholing his, ice storming his factory here. So everything is going according to plan at this point. Okay, but then he fireballs 2 of my ferries here. That was uncalled for. So I really like them because they can fly straight over his sushi. Chooses not to attack though. It's probably wise. He just needs to stabilize. I saw that Triskelion because he placed it by mistake before playing the sushi, and I'm pretty afraid of it because he can shoot up all my 1/1 critters. So that's another reason just to trying to ice storm him out. Playing a Pendelhaven here, so now I can boost my 1/1 creatures, giving them +1/+2. So that'll negate the Triskelion if it ever gets out. Hopefully. And by the way, I chose to keep an extra card from the Sylvan Library. That's why I've taken 4 points of damage here. There's a Triskelion. And that was the reason I kept that extra card, because I needed both the Pendelhaven and another attacker before it came out. Not an easy matchup for a deck with very, very small creatures. And if I ever play Crumble on that Triskelion, it will net him 6 life, and he can shoot me as a fast effect, so I'll lose 3 life to it. So it's a difference of 9 life just by removing it. It's not a very attractive option. So I attack here, and he could shoot it, but if he does so, I'll just boost it with the Pendelhaven. I'm still holding the Pendelhaven back because I need it as an insurance against the guns of that Triskelion, as I can use it as a fast effect to counter if ever he wants to shoot one of my creatures. But if I spend it, he'll just remove the creature I haven't used it on here. So it is a bit of a waiting game. Who pulls the trigger first? So I'm cutting a bit forward here, and he passes the turn to me, eventually. So we dig through the library again. At least I can still get in for a poke with that Script Sprite each turn, with its little stick. But we need something here. Okay, I'm taking another card. No, okay. It's a bit desperate, I think, so. Only drew 1 card. Then I attack. Attacking with the snake here. That telegraphs a giant growth, actually. It lets them both get in. Taking an extra point of damage from the snake. Oh, he forgot. Okay, so I'm allowing him to pay for it now. He should pay for it before he draws a card, actually. But this is a casual tournament. Yeah, we see. I took a sneak peek at his hand here, and that's a living plane in it. So that was the suspicion. If he gets that out, he can shoot up my lands with the Triskelion, but I'm not that afraid of it because I don't need that much mana. And the Triskelion only has 3 shots, but then again, yeah, here he comes. Yeah, he can actually shoot my Pendelhaven then. But I can boost itself, I suppose. That Pendelhaven needs to really stay back and work overtime here. So we got some information on his deck here. The Living Plane Triskelion combo is a part of it. And then, considers whether he should attack with that sushi. And he chooses not to. I'm cutting a bit forward here. He passes the turn back to me. Taking another dig with the Sylvan Library, hoping for something here. And the Living Plane will make it so that every land has summoning sickness at this point, so you can't use them the moment you play them. They're just a useless 1/1 creature sitting there like a sitting duck. Okay, at this point I'm actually keeping another card in hand, probably trying to dig through the top cards of the Sylvan Library. So we're attacking again. I must have a giant growth. I'm pretty insistent on this. Or perhaps I'm bluffing. One can never know. Okay, this time he calls it. Blocking the snake with the sushi and the script sprite with the birds of paradise, I think. At this entire tournament, there was that unfortunate glare at the middle of the table, but I couldn't do anything about it, and I didn't really know at this point either. Okay, so what to do here? Yeah, I'm playing giant growth on the snake, still holding the Pendelhaven back. Now, this gets really complicated. He shoots, as a response to the giant growth, he shoots the 1/1 creature, the snake. Then I boost it with the Pendelhaven in order to give it +1/+2 as a response to his shooting. Then he shoots my Pendelhaven as a response to that. And then he shoots the snake as a response to the activation of the Pendelhaven. And he was his argument here was that the creature would die before the Pendelhaven could even take effect. So, and I can't see any fault in that logic, but let me know in the comment sections if we are playing this wrong. It is a response to the Pendelhaven. So, as the Pendelhaven has a trigger on the stack, it shoots a land. So I'm losing the snake, I'm losing the Pendelhaven, I'm losing the giant growth. None of those are in effect, but at least I killed that bird of paradise. It's well played. If it's really technically well played, but yeah, it's a bit of a disaster for me. So there's that sushi, but at least the Triskelion is without any ammo now. And it's only a 1/1 creature. And I do have a blocking factory that I can pump into 4/4. So I can still hold him back, but he has a strip mine as well. He just can't use it yet because it has summoning sickness. So a single script sprite staring down all these Autobots. Okay, coming over for the last poke probably. There's a whirling dervish. Yeah. Drew a Sol Ring as a forest. Playing the Sol Ring. Now he has emptied his hand as well. 1/1 Triskelion and a sushi. And a bunch of 1/1 lands. Could this be like a game-ending land attack here? It sure looks like it. Strip mining the factory. And I'm using that to... Yeah, what am I doing? I should probably... Yeah, that's a mistake. I should activate the other factory with the forest and then pump the factory with the dying factory. Then I would have a 3/3, a potential 4/4, and I could trade with the sushi if he ever attacked. Of course, it would risk... Yeah, but he doesn't have a hand, so there's no risk to it. It was a misplay on my part. I should have activated the factory and made it into a 4/4 when I blocked him. Pretty annoying, but it happens. Needless 4 points of damage. So we're attacking with the Whirling Dervish and the Script Sprite here. It's a dilemma because it's very dangerous with all those untapped 1/1 lands he has there. Okay, so he blocks the Whirling Dervish with his 1/1 Triskelion and we both die. But that's okay. Okay, so I'm putting out a lot of creatures here. There's that horde of lands he has, and I need something to keep back. It's pretty hard to predict how many he will remove, how many creatures he can remove, and he can just do so much damage with all those living lands out there. So he attacks with the Triskelion and I'm blocking with a single elf, but I can't really get in with anything. He has so many blockers. He could have blocked. He could even block a Whirling Dervish with just a basic land. Oh, yeah, something like that. This doesn't look good. At least I can fly in, putting him at 8 life here. That's another Whirling Dervish. If he draws a Firebolt here, I'm dead. And perhaps he should just suicide attack now with the Sushi and all his lands. I think that would be the best call here. Should probably have done that this previous turn as well. Okay, I'm cutting a bit forward again here, I think. No reason for us to look at hands while people are thinking. So he's coming over with 4 lands and the Sushi. That's the game plan, it seems. Oh, okay, no. He's activating the factory. So it's a factory, a Sushi, and 3 lands coming over. 1/1 lands. So tapping for green mana as a response here. Thinking a little bit. Okay, crumpling the Sushi here. I was considering crumpling the factory actually, because I didn't want to give him 4 life. It's so annoying. So we block 2 lands and takes 3 points of damage on the chin, but I just wanted to reduce his lands as well. At least make some kills. Reduce fireballs and yeah, reduce the attack power of him each turn. So blocking 2 lands with 2 1/1 Whirling Dervishes, taking 3 points of damage here. And he gained 4 life, so now he doesn't have to fear my counter attack so much. It was a pretty tricky play, but I had to get rid of that Sushi. A pretty tricky decision, but I had to get rid of the Sushi. It was too big to handle for my small critters. The factory I can block with my factory. So now we're at a standstill again. Now I'm at 5 life here. He has a regrowth, okay. And then he regrows the fireball and just blows me away. Boom. Forest Trick deck wins the first match. Long game, a lot of thinking. And we're sideboarding here. This is the second round after sideboarding. We are very pressured on time here because the first round took, I think it's one of the longest games rounds have tried. So yeah, I think this round will go faster. We had to play a lot faster here. Otherwise, it'll all be. We can't have a third round then, and everything will be decided on Chaos Orb flips, and that could be pretty cool as well. But even if you win that, it's like a hollow victory a bit. Okay, so there's a Curd Ape coming out, turn 1 with a Tiger. And immediately I thought, okay, this is different. I think he has perhaps made a transformation sideboard on me. And all those small critters, they'll be very hard to handle because they are bigger than my small critters. Whirling Dervish, yeah. And okay, there's a Pendelhaven. I can make the Whirling Dervish into a 2/3 creature here. Yeah, look at the speed in which we're playing here. We're on the clock. Minutes ticking away. Both have a Sylvan Library though. Strip mining my Pendelhaven, and I use it to make my Whirling Dervish bigger, just to keep the Curd Ape back. Yeah, that was a similar play I should have made the previous match with the factory. But yeah, the rhythm of his playstyle and deck here is different. I think it's a transformation sideboard. I'm not sure though, but I haven't seen those Curd Apes before. That means they could be NMGens as well. And all manner of creatures. Who knows? Chaos Orb. Yeah, I'm not sure about that play. I can't use it now, but perhaps I'm I'm probably considering that he has sideboarded all his crumbles out, as I don't have many artifacts in the deck. So perhaps it's an okay play. Okay, so he's fireballing the Whirling Dervish. And he has a crumble on the Chaos Orb. That was so annoying. I thought he had removed them, but he hadn't. So, I suppose it can be used on factories still, even though I don't have many artifacts. So yeah, I don't have that much mana, and at least I have the Sylvan Library. But those creatures, they're bigger than mine. I need a Pendelhaven and some blockers. I'm not even sure who's the beat down here. I think I still am. I think I still have to close the game fast, because he has probably bigger creatures than I have. But judging from this opening, it's a very aggressive deck as well, after sideboard. And that's a trick with a transformation sideboard, that you can just... Some people do this, they just change the dynamics of their deck after sideboard. So everything you have sideboarded against it becomes suboptimal. Okay, he has an elf and... Still considering something here. It was 4 points of mana, so my bet is an Erlenmejean. Attacks with the Kurt Ape. I'll make it go berserk. Very expensive way to get rid of it, but... Okay, there's the Erlenmejean. He has a Mind Twist in hand. I think he should have Mind Twisted me instead. But perhaps he reckons that we don't have time. Again, it's really part of this game here, that the clock is running out. I'm storming the factory. Now he has to give the Whirling Dervish Forest Walk, and I can get in with that and just grow. But I have to work fast. I'm at 10 life, and that Erlenmejean will know his address each turn. Okay, he pays 4 life to keep a card here. Okay, Black Mox, Mace of Ith. Now he can Mind Twist me. Yeah, here we go, and he's completely safe behind that Mace of Ith. Getting rid of Berserks. I couldn't see any other cards. This is horrible. Blocking the Erlenmejean. We need something to remove that Erlenmejean, but I don't have anything. It's the weakness of this kind of deck. Once we hit mid game like this, it's very hard to get rid of mid range creatures for my deck. The only way to do it is to block him and use Giant Growth, but then he can just mace and save his creature like that. So he comes over. Oh, okay, I make it go berserk. Oh man, no other option, but this is... Yeah, but he couldn't do anything. He would just grind me down. And now he has a Tutor. And a Pyrotechnics on hand. And yeah, he'll Tutor for the Black Lotus. Ending the game with a Pyrotechnics. And showing the Black Lotus here, just for good measure. Wow, okay, so just got trampled by this setup here. A very nasty green wizard put me out of my win streak. And he's thundering towards the top 8, and I gotta struggle for this, but at least I have a lot of bonus points, and it might save me bonus points for the way the deck is designed. Next up, I'll show totally different kinds of matchups. Then we'll go back to the adventures of the green Stompy and see if it can recover from this punch in the gut. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.